And we're live. Welcome to the Mayor's Update, everybody. We're here with Mayor Joe Preston, who is at home today. Mayor, how you doing? May have frozen up a touch. Should be back on shortly. I'll bring him on when he's on there. In the meantime, if you guys have any questions for us, let us know in the comments, and then we will address those throughout the show. If you're joining us for the first time ever, welcome to the show. The format is that we cover what's happening in the city and any events that are happening, what council is up to, and then we address any questions that are going on. Hi, Margaret. Good to see you on. I'm going to have your prize. I've got your prize. I'm going to drop it off tonight after the show. And there we've got Mayor Joe back on here. Yeah. All right. Welcome back, Mayor Joe.
Well,
always a challenge with the live streams.
Yes. But we have it. We're on.
So what?
Yes.
All right. So what's been happening in the city, Mayor Joe?
Well, I have been positive for COVID for the last 3 or 4 days. And so I've been working from home from this computer, it seems, sitting in this spot. It's not how I want to do my work, but it's been since the weekend. And Stephanie was ill before me. She this morning tested positive. So one of us is on the way out of this, and I hope to be out of there soon. It's just really acting like a bad cold for me, but it's got to be able to get out and finish this election the way I wanted to finish it. So we've been working a lot with the city stuff through the internet and conversations with the city manager and those that need to have conversations. They're still going on all day, every day. So.
Well, let's touch on that a little bit. If people want to vote, how do they vote in this election?
Well, we should have received long ago, 10 days ago at least, a letter from the city of St. Thomas giving with your name on it, your name and address. And in it would then be a personal identification code, and you would go to either the website for Simply Voting or go on your phone to a set 1866 number, I believe, and then enter in your birth date and the identification code that's on your left. And then it comes up and asks you, who do you want to vote for mayor? Who do you want to vote for council? And who do you want to vote for the public school board, if indeed public school board voter? So when I did it on the phone, a little under 5 minutes. When Stephen did it on the computer, a little under 2 minutes was all it took to do it. I keep talking with people on
It looks like we might just be losing Joe again there, so I'm going to jump in. Adam Montgomery's asking, so I have 2 addresses, one in St. Thomas and one in Southold. Am I able to vote in both elections? And Adam, the answer is yes.
It looks like we're having a connection issue again, but I'll carry on. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, we just lost you there, Mayor Joe. Adam was asking whether or not he can vote in both elections. And my understanding is that he can vote in both elections, but what he can't vote for twice are trustees. So he can't vote for the trustees in Southold and the school trustees in St. Thomas. He can only vote for them in one of the 2 districts, but he can vote for both the councillors.
Honor. Yeah, it's a voter's honor code. Vote for them in one place and not in both. But if you own properties in both, I voted today on a property north, and an interest in who gets into council up there. But you're right. If you're voting here in Elgin, where it's the same trustees you're voting on, you'll only vote for one. Only vote one time. Mm-hmm. You can vote for 2 people, but you can only vote for those 2 people.
Yep. And then I had a correction from Maria as well about the business, because I was asking last week, I was trying to figure out, like, can I vote as a business owner in St. Thomas? And the answer is I can only vote as a business owner if I'm renting that business space in my personal name, not in the name of my sole proprietorship, not in the name of my corporation. It can only be in my personal name if I'm renting that business space.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and then Adam's asking Mayor Joe if there's going to be a parade when you win. Oh, this internet is killing us. Yep. Adam's saying that he loves the faces when it freezes, and it is one of the most enjoyable things about the internet connections when they act up like this. And with any live streaming event, you never know what's going to happen. I'd be curious to know if Mayor Joe's on Rogers, because if he is on Rogers, apparently this has been happening all across St. Thomas and Elgin County, where there have been connection issues and internet issues as a part of their service, which is unfortunate. So yeah, this is a live streaming example of what can happen when those issues come to the forefront during a live event. Now I know we were talking earlier about the different things that were going on in St. Thomas and the things that have happened. If you haven't checked out the pictures from Bridges to Better Business, they are now online, and I'm pretty stoked. I got a chance to take them and share them with everybody. And it looks like Mayor Joe has left the stream, and he will hopefully be back. But you don't know. He's also, like he said, he came online. He's got COVID, so he's fighting that battle. And Scott Catholic just said hi, Scott. And we're actually going to be broadcasting from Scott's business next week, so stay tuned for that. And that'll be live at 6:30 next Wednesday. So, we just have Tara here. And if you connect it to a VPN while on live, it will impact connectivity. That is good to know. Yeah, VPNs can do crazy things with internet connections or websites, and Google doesn't like them because then it can't harvest all your data and then sell it to people or use it to sell you ads. So they don't like when you use VPNs either, which a lot of sites are in the same board, where if you use a VPN, they'll be all mad because then they can't sell your data to other people. So yeah, maybe maybe the internet's got COVID at this point with Mayor Joe, unfortunately. So luckily, we got a chance to talk about how you can vote. And if you have any questions about that, call the city's customer service line, and they will be able to get you hooked up to vote, whether it's in person, on the phone, or via the internet. Adam's asking if I've ever thought about running for council, and the answer is no. I don't know that I would have a thick enough skin at this point in my life to run for council. Maybe when I'm like 60 or 70 and I'm just a little bit more crotchety and a little bit less, thin-skinned about things, maybe then I would run for council. But at this point, absolutely not, especially considering we have such a great council right now and they're doing an amazing job. And my general philosophy is somebody's doing a great job, let them do it. So those are my thoughts. Hey, Mayor Joe, are you back? Hey, you sound way better.
Well, great, because I've been using this computer all day to do work, and why we're cutting out tonight? Well, it's because I'm not there. Caps off. That's the problem.
That's it. So wait, my question is: are you on Rogers Internet?
Yes, yeah.
You are on Rogers, so that is the question. Because apparently, people who are on Rogers have been suffering issues ever since the blackout in terms of connectivity. Maybe this is a case of that. Maybe it's not. I don't know.
Yeah, but, I've been using it all day on different Zooms and Teams and other things.
Yep. I was having the same issue on the studio. I was doing a live stream event. And luckily, I have two. I've got fiber, so I'm with Integris for the fiber, and then I've got Rogers as a backup. And my upload was 1 to 3 megabits per second on Rogers, and on Integris, it's 100 megabits per second. It should have been 20.
Wow.
So.
Way to go, Integris, or now Smart.ca. Incredible.
Mm-hmm. So, Start.ca. Just an amazing company.
They're one of the companies I was talking to today. So, let's cover a couple things before we get booted off again, in case we do. And if we do, thank you, folks, for joining us tonight. But I guess the best news this week was yesterday, the police chief announcing the downtown police office opening Princess and Talbot, right in the heart of where we need it, and for our special constables to use. So thank you, Chief Harris. That's a great job of what we've been asking for downtown in the use of the special constables and an office downtown for it.
It's an absolutely incredible thing to have downtown in terms of support for everybody, whether it's people that are experiencing a mental health crisis, a business owner that needs to talk to the police officers, any of those people. And there's a lot of positive energy.
Opportunity.
Oh, the internet gods have struck in again, and not in a good way. We're seizing up here over on the internet side of things. So what Mayor Joe was talking about was that the police have announced the location for where their officers in the downtown core will be working out of, which is right on the corner from across from Legends on the south side of the street. And so they'll be working out of there. So if you have any issues, you can go there. If you want to have a coffee with a cop and talk to them about any issues you're facing, you can go in there and do that. And they've got a private place where you can do that. We almost got Mayor Joe back, I think. Yeah, this is the one crazy thing about doing the live streaming is sometimes this kind of stuff happens. Yes, Margaret, these are the special constables. So there's 4 special constables, and I believe they'll be going in the downtown core until 11 p.m. So from, I think it's 8 to 8:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. every day. And then the police chief and the mayor are looking at getting funding so that they can go 24 hours, which would be fantastic for our community. Another event that we want to talk about was the Downtown Pumpkin Prowl. So this is the event that's headed by the Downtown Development Board. It's a huge event. I've been participating in it both as like a merchant and as a member of the Downtown Development Board. And we have thousands of people coming into downtown St. Thomas to go to different businesses and collect candy. And this year we have the fire department are joining in as well to participate, and the police service, and a whole slew of merchants. So if you've got kids, come on downtown, and you are going to love the amount of candy. Well, your kids are going to love the amount of candy. Maybe you'll get like a side benefit of having like a side, a side angle on getting some of that candy that they're going to be getting, because like these business owners don't skimp on the candy they give out during this. Urix, I believe, is open as well, and they've got stuff going on. It's going to be just a fantastic time in the downtown core. Fire any other questions you guys have. Obviously, the internet is causing havoc with the show this week. But one of the things we want to talk about is getting out to vote. Regardless of who you're voting for, please make sure that you get out to vote, you encourage your friends to vote, and participate in the municipal elections. And then you can be more involved in the community. Elections are on Monday, the 24th. And Margaret's just saying that the council spoke on different street work this past week as well. And there are a lot of streets that are getting construction done on them. And it's pretty exciting to see the amount of construction they've done already. Whether or not you've been on Elm or on First, you can see how much better the roads are. And of course, the debate right now is whether or not they're going to do the main strip of downtown construction on Talbot, which will start where it stopped off in the west end. I think it's around Elgin Street, somewhere around there, and then it'll go all the way to Ross for the next year if they decide to go ahead with that. And then the businesses would, of course, probably open out the back that are along that strip. But the question is, of course, whether or not the businesses will be able to sustain that amount of downtime with the construction after already having faced all the issues over the past couple of years with COVID. So that's being worked out as well. All right. I'm not sure if the mayor is going to be able to come back with these internet issues here, but there you go. So make sure that you're around for the Pumpkin Prowl, especially if you've got kids in the downtown. It's going to be a fantastic event, a lot of involvement. We'll be posting more of that on the Facebook page. The pictures for Just a Better Business are up. Margaret McKnight is saying Elgin to Ross. Perfect. Thank you, Margaret. And then, of course, as always, for all the different events that are going on in St. Thomas, there are three, and Elgin County, there's three main pages to go to. You've got the Railway City Tourism page for events. They do a lot of great posting there. Then there's the MyFM events page, and then there's Elgin County Tourism. So between those three pages, you can go in and see everything that's happening in St. Thomas. All right. Any more questions from our live audience here tonight? Where I'm broadcasting live from Caps Off, as is my wont. Dun, dun, dun. We also just had an amazing business after 5 over in Belmont this past little bit. Okay. All right. I think this is going to be a very short mayor's update. And Tara McCauley is saying yes. A great chamber event tonight. When I saw Tara there, it was fantastic. And then I snuck away so that I could do this. Margaret's asking about trivia questions, but without the mayor here, what we might do is we might pull the trivia questions over to next week, and then we'll do the draw. We have a lot of great prizes for this next draw, and so I would hate to kind of like see it happen on a show like this where everything's going a little bit slower. So maybe what we'll do is we'll save the trivia questions for next week, and then we'll do the final draw for all the prizes, which again, I've got an art print. Mayor Joe has donated $50 gift certificate to Wendy's for the draw. And then there'll also be an additional element from Scott Kaslick, who's going to donate an item when we broadcast live from there. So maybe we'll save all of that in for the 3 prizes for next week, which will be a big draw. Yeah, there we go. All right, everybody. Well, this has been kind of a crazy night here, but there you go. Living in the world of live internet and live streaming events. This has been. Oh wait, maybe we have the mayor back. Joe, are you there?
I am now. Yes.
Oh my goodness, this is crazy. So I was just signed.
Without me, this is great. Yeah.
I rolled. I don't feel comfortable just doing this without you. I mean, you're the natural guy. I'm just I'm a moderator at best. So I talked to
well. I bet you've done very well. I didn't know my computers had a virus tonight too. I thought it was just me.
I talked all about the downtown development where Pumpkin probably said the police are going to be there, the fire department. Was there another one you were saying that's going to be there as well?
Sure. Out front of City Hall, we hope to have a number of City Hall employees also out handing out treats on pumpkin crawl night. So looking forward to that. Yes.
Mm-hmm. And what's the date for the pumpkin crawl again?
Oh, let me look. I want to say it's the 28th. Am I wrong?
You're right. That's right. October 28th.
Yes. 5 to 8 downtown on the 28th. You know, I wanted to share something else from last week too, Grayden. Now that let's do it while we're on. We had a school tour at City Hall. We hadn't had one in a couple of years. John Wise, the 2 grade 5 groups from them took the Whistle Stop Trail and walked to downtown and had a great meeting with the mayor out front, and then in council chambers asked all sorts of questions of me and Mr. Bray, our Parks and Recs guy, and Lou Pompili, our planning guy, and Maria, our clerk. Played a couple of games about what level of government does what. And there's a great film. I'd love to show it to every adult that wants to talk about politics as to what municipal politicians do, what provincial politicians do, what federal politicians do. But we had a great time with, and these were really well taught classes. The teachers in this class were teaching civics. Excellent, perfect, good conversations about what the mayor does, what the mayor can't do. Happy to have tours back at City Hall. It was really a lot of fun. Now I can't hear you.
Sorry, I muted myself so people to hear you better. There we go. No, I was just saying. I popped into City Hall briefly, and I saw there's this crowd of people in the hall there, and I was
Yeah.
just amazed. It's fantastic to see the engagement.
Yeah, it is. It is good to see us back at what would be called normalcy, I guess. But it was also great to see young kids and their teachers and some of their parents there working with us on how we govern ourselves, because that's how we make the future better, is to teach people what the future is today.
Absolutely. And I was just telling everyone, we'll just do because the internet's so sketchy right now. We'll just do the draw do the final questions for our trivia month next
Good
week,
idea.
and then we'll do the draw over at Scott Kaslick's business, as he's going to host us for next week.
Perfect.
All right, and that's Clarity Solutions for anybody who doesn't know who Scott is. All right, and I think we've lost the mayor again. I thought we were just going to sign off. Fingers crossed it comes back. This is really interesting how internet works, isn't it? So close. So close. All right. You know what? Any final questions, folks, before we sign off here? The mayor might be able to pop on one more time before we call it for the night, but you know what? It is what it is. All right, everybody. I'm just going to say thanks for joining us. This has been quite the night. But as always, thanks for joining us for Mayor's Update. Thanks for participating in municipal politics, and thanks for engaging in the conversation, because that's what we're here for every week. Usually at 6:30. We were at 7 tonight just for the Business After 5. Wanted to get out there, so I had all the folks. But we'll be back next week at 6:30. And yeah. Oh, Joe, I was just signing off. Do you want any final thoughts before we sign off?
This is what happens occasionally technically. So don't forget, this is election week. Get out and vote if you haven't done it yet. It's really easy to do it. Democracy counts on you voting for whoever you think of. It's not about it's about doing it. It's about taking your responsibility and being a good citizen. So thank you, Grayden, for Mayor's Update, and we'll be back next week with a lot cleaner connection.
Cheers, everybody. Have a great night.
Congratulations.